Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a requested video which is the best and worst from the Chanel perfume range, one of the, if not the number one best-selling perfume range in history and right now in the whole world. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. It's all about perfumes. I have hundreds of perfume videos. Do subscribe if you're not already. I'd love to have you here. Let me know your requests for videos down below. I'm doing range reviews, I'm doing all sorts of different videos, so let me know what you want and welcome. Yeah, so let's get into it, guys. So of course, Chanel, massive perfume house, one of the most expensive from the mainstream perfumes, and famous for their traditional Chanel No. 5, but more recently, the past sort of 20-30 years, they've had some really big releases as well. I'm going to start on a positive note and go through my three best from the whole Chanel range. There are so many perfumes, maybe like 30 perfumes or something if you count them all. So it was quite easy for me to pick my three favorites just because I'm so familiar with the range. Like, I used to sell the Chanel perfumes, and the one that I'm gonna start off with, number one, is Coco Mademoiselle, which has been my mum's signature scent for many years. Whenever I smell it on anyone, it just immediately takes me back to being at home, being around mum. So I used to wear it as well, but now it's like I don't really want to smell the same as her. Like, it's her smell, not mine. If you're not familiar with it, you probably will have smelled it because it is so popular, such a big seller. It's a beautiful patchouli with some orange and a rosy orange blossom as well. So it settles into a really warm orange patchouli. It has reasonable projection, especially in the first hour. You can smell it. When you're very close to someone, you can smell it on them for quite a few hours, and all the body products that go with it really help layer it. It comes in Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum, and it also comes in an intense version, which I like even more than the original, because in the intense they've kept that orangey rosy patchouli, but then you've got some warm balmy tonka bean and vanilla, so it's a little bit warmer, a little bit sweeter. It lasts longer. Tonka bean really helps things last, so I find this like an actual really good improvement on the original. It still smells just like Coco Mademoiselle, but there's something else, something a bit warmer, slightly sweeter, and it helps it last and helps with the projection as well. So you are looking at over £100 for a full size of this perfume. It's not cheap. But of course it is classic Chanel, and the packaging and the presentation is just so iconic that it's definitely my favourite from the range. So next I am going to say my second favourite is Chanel Chance. Now, there are loads of flankers of Chanel Chance. You've got Eau Vie, Eau Tendre, Eau Fraiche, but I'm picking here the original Chance Eau de Parfum, the first one that came out. I know two people that wear this as like their signature scent, and both of them, when I'm near them, I smell it. It reminds me of them. It has good lasting and good projection. So definitely recommend this. Is something that can become a sophisticated, classy, not overwhelming, but still something that people can smell on you and it becomes what you're known for. Again, there is patchouli in here, and patchouli really helps perfumes last. I love patchouli in a fragrance. But this also has a muskiness to it, so a bit cleaner, fresher, not as feminine-y, pretty, flowery as Coco Mademoiselle, more like a clean, musky patchouli. There's also some jasmine in here, which makes it quite delicate, and a hint of vanilla, but it's definitely not a sweet perfume. I'd say, to me, this is a musky patchouli. It smells quite good for work, I think. It's not particularly sexy, but it is feminine, so it's very neutral, clean, classy smell. And then my number three favourite from Chanel is the new version of Gabrielle Essence. So this is a fruity, warm perfume with some lovely peachy notes in. This is definitely more like flowery, white floral than the others. It doesn't have that patchouli in, so it's pretty and white, but it also has this coconut and apricot-y, warmy notes in, blackcurrant as well. So it's slightly fruity, but predominantly white floral. But this smells interesting. It smells very, very feminine, but I think those fruity notes in here make this very modern, whereas if it was just the white florals, it would perhaps be a bit old-fashioned. But I love fruity notes, and they make it warm and fun and make it a little bit more sexy, a little bit more evening. So I was quite pleased with this new Gabrielle essence. So speaking of Gabrielle, I'm now going to go into my 3 worst perfumes from Chanel, and my first pick has to be the original Gabrielle. There was so much advertising for this, so much promotion, so much hype. Couldn't wait to smell it. You know, a whole brand new perfume from Chanel doesn't come round very often at all, so quite a big deal. You had Kirsten Stewart as the face of the fragrance. They've changed that now to Margot Robbie for the new Gabrielle essence, but originally Kirsten Stewart, she's quite a strong, almost androgynous woman. So I thought that, wow, this is going to be really like heavy hitting, powerful, really interesting smell. Can't wait. Interesting choice of face of the fragrance. And basically, you guys, this was just such an anticlimax for me. It's so light, it's so unimpressive, it's not memorable to me at all, and it literally couldn't be more opposite to Kirsten Stewart. It's grapefruit, orange blossom, then it has ylang ylang in, which I don't like. I find it an old-fashioned fragrance note, and it's just nice, you know, it's just like a fresh, zesty floral, but instantly forgettable. Doesn't have production, doesn't last, you know, not good value for money at all, and I was so disappointed when this came out. I feel like they must have heard this message, because when they made Gabrielle Essence, it was much stronger, had these modern notes in it, these fruity notes, a bit sweeter, like you could really smell it and it was interesting. But original Gabrielle, don't recommend, big disappointment. Next on my least favorite is the Allure Sensual. Now Chanel Allure is still going, but I don't think it sells that well. I'm sure some people still have it as their signature fragrance, but for me, there was no need to bring out another version of Allure Sensual, and it is one of those perfumes that has quite a lot of pepperiness in it. When you smell it, you get pepperiness, and I really dislike having pepper in a perfume. I know some people like it, fair enough, but I find it like, I don't want to smell like a cooking ingredient like pepper, you know? I want to smell like some kind of flower, a citrus, a fruit, some kind of gourmand ingredient, maybe coffee, but just not pepper. I don't want to smell like a pepper. I just find it abrasive and annoying. It also has oak moss in and lavender, and I don't like those in perfumes either. The Allure Eau de Toilette, same, like not necessary, and I wouldn't be surprised if these get discontinued in the next 5 to 10 years, because I can't imagine they sell that well, and they're just not a modern smell, and the bottle is old-fashioned, and you know, it's just not necessary in my opinion. And then lastly, my third least favorite is the Chanel No. 5 Low. So of course we all know Chanel No. 5, the perfume that Marilyn Monroe won. You know, just a heads up, they have reformulated Chanel No. 5 many times over the years. So the one that Marilyn Monroe wore isn't actually not the one you're buying now, just a FYI. But I feel like with this No. 5 Low, the idea was like, okay, we're gonna make it modern, we're gonna make it cool, we're gonna make it relevant for a young girl today, because Chanel No. 5 is often thought of as an old-fashioned perfume. It's a very strong aldehyde perfume, which is a quite dated perfume ingredient. I can't think of any successful aldehyde perfumes that are released, like it's not a modern smell. But basically what they did is Chanel No. 5 Low, it just smells basically like Chanel No. 5 Eau de Toilette. Like, it's too similar, it's not that different enough. So I don't think this was successful at all. Basically they've added like lemons and oranges, tried to put a citrus freshness in, and when you first spray it, you're like, oh, that's a nice citrus, but then you get the aldehyde and it's just like, oh, old-fashioned. Like, I don't want to smell like that at all. So you know, the branding and everything, it must have cost an absolute fortune, and the bottle and everything, it all looks beautiful and classy. Just the smell is, you know, you might as well just get number 5 eau de toilette. It's a bit of a shame really, like it could have been really cool and modern, and they should have gone away from that original smell more. It should be a whole different perfume in its own right, in my opinion. So that's it, guys. Let me know which your favorites are and least favorites are from Chanel. I'm sure we have slightly different lists. As always, guys, down below in the description I will leave links to where you can get these all around the world, US, UK, Europe, etc. And yeah, do subscribe if you're not already. I'll leave links to some of my other perfume review videos as well, but I hope you found this interesting, helpful, useful. Do give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye!